My name is Shirley, and I'm 71. I believe I have at least 20 to 25 animals in the house. I don't have names for all of them. I know them all. They all come and sit on my lap and do that. Some of them are a little bit more frightened or standoffish.
I'm Bailey, and I'm Shirley's husband. My guess is we probably have somewhere around 21. And there might be, there's 2 or 3 little kittens that were just born, so those I'm not sure of. That might bring it up to around 24 or 25.
I'm Charlie, Shirley's son. My parents have taken on pretty much every stray in the neighborhood. Some by choice and a lot by not having a choice whatsoever. They just kind of left them in their patio or gotten inside of the garage. Neighbors having puppies and kittens and everything else. The house is in poor condition at the moment.
There's just 2 problems. Once you hoard animals, you usually hoard yourself.
It's pretty bad. A lot of dust and a lot of pet damage. Unfortunately, that's just the way that they like to live.
When you walk in, it's messy. It's got boxes all over, and I have a messy garage.
That's where all the cats from the outside were staying, you know, when they had the door propped. They just stay right there in the middle of the garage. And the stuff that was stored in there was destroyed, you know, by the cats.
I'm unhappy because I can't clean the house. That's the only thing I'm upset about, is I'd like to be able to do it the way everybody else does. But I can't. The first time they came here, they came and started shouting. I had to do something about the cats. I had to get rid of them. They weren't going to take them away. I said, well, if you wanted to, go ahead and take them.
Robin Gojkovic, criminal investigator, Dona Ana County Sheriff's Department.
We will remove all the animals tomorrow. Okay, so
what are you going to do? Come in afterwards and examine it to see if it's what you want?
yes, that's what we will do.
Heather Ferguson, Legislative Director for Animal Protection of New Mexico. It's unbelievable to imagine that anyone has been living within that home, sleeping within that home, and how long have those animals been in that home suffering.
I am Matt Paxton, a hoarding specialist. You want to go check out the house?
Sure.
Okay. You can gauge the house by about 50 feet away. When I walked up to the home, you could smell the urine and the feces pretty strongly. I mean, there's at least 30 some cats. I think we're going to find 40 or 50 when we really get into all the trash. This is her addiction. This is her life. She's literally spent the last 20 years avoiding reality by caring for these animals.
If you wanted to take me and show me the cats in the cage.
There's 3 of them. There's 3 female.
How many are in here?
Just one.
Just one, and then
Phoebe,
one's in here?
and one's in there.
So you have 5 that are captured?
Right.
Okay.
I have a fixed tomcat in the garage I want to keep too.
Is he the only cat that you're looking at keeping in the garage?
No, I want to keep the boss of the garage. Suppose I could come up with 14, because you want 12.
Look, you take on what you can handle.
Okay.
Okay, if you can only handle 6, then that's probably best that you keep 6.
Right.
Okay. They've been cooperative. The only problem that we're gonna have is the amount of cats she wants to keep.
Feeding animals is something I'd have to do no matter what, even if you put me in prison. My anxiety level is 1,000 and I could have a panic attack. So obviously, I'm scared to death.
Since the animals could possibly turn into an animal cruelty case, the animals are considered evidence. They're gonna go inside and start taking photographs.
All right.
We are gonna bring our animal control units in. Okay, we're gonna bring our mobile hospital. She does have some cats that she feeds outside, so we set some traps outside. We're gonna put a couple traps in the attic because I know there's cats in the attic, and then we're gonna start trying to catch cats in the garage first. You see kittens? One of the guys was up there and said they've seen some kittens up here.
Unless the mama took them someplace, they're not here. Although I got skeletons.
You do have skeletons up there
I do
now?
have skeletons. I mean, you can smell the feces, you can smell the ammonia. The insulation up here is so ripped apart that we don't know what's in it and run through it.
We don't see them up here. You know, like I said, the heat, there's no way they can survive up here. There's no way.
They're not gonna last long now.
Until we get in here and we start digging through this stuff, we may find some dead kittens. I'm pretty sure we're gonna find some dead kittens. At least dead kittens, we may find some dead adults.
They're right there. And it's tame. You can pick them up. Yeah. It's one of the ones that Shirley wants. Oh, it does okay.
Shirley left because she knows she's gonna lose. She's gonna lose it.
I just did not want to see my animals go.
First of all, in the garage, it's probably over 90 degrees in there. And then we have to be extremely careful because we found week-old kittens.
Oh, I got a bunch of babies here. Looks like 4.
We have found dead cats from a week-old all the way up to an adult cat.
That's another whole skeleton of a cat.
We got one. Maybe it's just one.
I think that's just an adult cat.
There's another skull.
There's the rib cage and the backbone, and then there's the other part of that cat right back over there.
In the process of removing 2 dead kittens that were found underneath the doghouse, we found a nest of small, possibly 8-week-old little kittens living outside that were feral.
Joe!
Heather, have Joe bring a net. We got a bunch of kittens over here.
Is Angel in here?
Yes.
If I can't keep the ones in the garage, I want to keep all these.
When Shirley came home, she was immediately greeted with the news that 9 of her 10 cats were going to be put to sleep.
I might have a few tears then.
One second.
We pulled a total of 76 animals out of the residence. 35 of the animals were dead. Some of them were skeletonized.
Well, it's saddening, very saddening, because they're close pets. We'll miss them, for sure.
They're almost were like children to me because that's what I knew and that's what I took care of. So I know I'm going to miss them for a while, and I know it's going to be very upsetting.
All right, how are you feeling watching these boys clean out your garage?
Great.
It's a good feeling?
Oh, of course. I needed it gone.
Typically, hoarders have a huge emotional attachment to the stuff. They could care less about this stuff. Their problem was they're older, the cats got out of hand, period.
It's heart-wrenching. You just can't imagine what I went through when I learned that. Because I wasn't taking care of them so they could die. That's what I was trying to save them from.